What if I told you that everything you thought you knew about AI companions is about to change? Today, I'm going to show you something that left me speechless the first time I used it. This isn't just another chatbot. This is Manus AI, and it's about to redefine what it means to have an AI that actually understands you. No, that wasn't scripted. And no, I didn't spend hours training this system. What you just saw was Manus AI's revolutionary contextual understanding in action. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to create your own AI partner that remembers your conversations, understands nuance, and adapts to your unique communication style. Ready? Let's dive in. First, let's understand what makes Manus AI different from everything else you've tried. Traditional AIs like ChatGPT are trained on massive datasets, but ultimately operate on pattern recognition. They're incredibly sophisticated, but they don't truly understand you as an individual. Manus AI changes this paradigm with what they call contextual memory architecture. Unlike other systems that treat each conversation as mostly separate, Manus builds a dynamic mental model of you over time. Think about how human relationships work. The longer you know someone, the better they understand your references, jokes, preferences, and communication style. Manus AI does exactly this through 3 breakthrough technologies. 1. Persistent memory mapping, storing not just what you say, but how you say it. 2. Emotional intelligence framework, recognizing subtle emotional cues in your language. 3. Adaptive personality evolution, gradually shifting to complement your communication style. These aren't just marketing terms. Let me show you what this actually means in practice. Creating your own AI partner with Manus is surprisingly straightforward. I'm going to walk you through it step by step so you can follow along. First, head to manus.im and create an account. Unlike other platforms, Manus doesn't require credit card information for their basic tier, which honestly offers more than enough features for most people. Once you're in, you'll see this clean dashboard. Now we're ready for our first conversation. Let's start with something simple. I'll ask Manus about quantum computing, a topic I'm interested in. I will type in a question about quantum computing. What's the one thing about quantum computing that makes it so powerful? Notice how the response is solid but fairly standard at this point. Now here's where things get interesting. Let me ask a follow-up question, but I'll be intentionally vague. We type, how does that relate to what we discussed last week about encryption? Wait, we never discussed encryption before, right? In a typical AI, this would cause confusion or a generic response about not having prior conversation history. But look at what Manus does. It acknowledges that we haven't spoken before, correctly identifies this as our first conversation, and still manages to provide a relevant response connecting quantum computing to encryption. This is Manus AI's contextual awareness at work. Instead of pretending we had a conversation that never happened, it understands the actual situation while still being helpful. Let's try something more personal now to see how it adapts to conversation style. Now I'm going to have a more extended conversation with Manus about my fictional hobby of mountain biking. I'll intentionally use some slang and casual language to see how it adapts. I'll ask it the first question. I recently purchased a new mountain bike for trail riding. Do you have any recommendations for beginner-friendly trails in national parks? Followed by the next question. Thanks, I'm mostly riding in the Pacific Northwest. Got any good trail suggestions there? Looking for something with some decent flow but not too technical since I'm still getting used to the suspension. See how Manus AI gives me a personal answer fitted for my needs, while ChatGPT only answers with a suggestion of different parks in the area. Let's ask it the next question with some slang. Dude, the suspension is sick. Totally changed my riding game. Hit up Doothy last weekend and shredded some of the blue trails. Got a bit sketchy on one drop, but managed to stay rubber side down LOL. Thinking about upgrading my pedals soon. Flats versus clipless. Did you catch what happened? By the third exchange, Manus started mirroring my communication style. Not in an artificial way, but naturally adopting similar cadence and terminology. Let me show you something even more impressive. I'll now completely switch topics and reference something from our earlier conversation. I will ask Manus, remember that encryption thing we were talking about? Could that help secure my bike GPS data? Look at this response. Manus not only remembered our earlier quantum computing and encryption discussion, but seamlessly connected it to this new context about mountain biking that developed later. For comparison, let me try the exact same prompt sequence with standard ChatGPT. See the difference? While ChatGPT gives technically correct answers, it treats each exchange in isolation without building a coherent relationship model across the conversation. This is what makes Manus fundamentally different. It's not just responding to prompts, it's building an understanding of you as an individual. Now let's explore some of Manus AI's advanced features that truly set it apart. First, multimodal understanding. Unlike most AI systems that are primarily text-based, Manus can process and understand voice inputs with emotional tone recognition, image context for more natural conversation, environmental data if you grant those permissions. Let me demonstrate the voice feature. I'll ask Manus the same question twice, but with different emotional tones. First time with a neutral tone, and second time with a frustrated tone.
How can I better manage my stress during busy workdays? How can I better manage my stress during busy workdays?
Notice how the responses differ not just in content, but in approach. The system detected my frustration in the second attempt and adjusted its communication style accordingly. Another game-changing feature is what Manus calls thoughtful processing. Let's try a complex question. Instead of rushing to answer, Manus shows you its actual reasoning process in real time. This transparency is incredibly refreshing in an AI system. Perhaps most impressively, Manus has genuine knowledge boundaries and won't hallucinate facts. When it doesn't know something, it says so clearly rather than inventing plausible-sounding but false information. You might be wondering, beyond the impressive technology, what can you actually do with an AI partner that understands you this well? Let me share how early users are already applying Manus. 1. Creative collaboration. Writers, artists, and musicians are using Manus as a creative partner that learns their unique style and can help overcome creative blocks. 2. Personal growth. Users are having Manus play devil's advocate in decisions or reflect their communication patterns back to them. 3. Knowledge management. Researchers are using Manus to connect ideas across different fields in ways that generic AI tools can't. 4. Learning companion. Students find that Manus adapts to their learning style over time, becoming increasingly effective at explaining concepts in ways that resonate with them. 5. Emotional intelligence development. Some therapists are even exploring supervised use of Manus to help clients practice difficult conversations. My personal favorite use is as a writing partner. Since Manus has learned my style and preferences, it helps me brainstorm video ideas that actually align with my creative direction instead of generic suggestions. After 2 weeks of using Manus AI, I'm genuinely impressed by how different this experience feels compared to other AI systems. The way it adapts to my communication style and builds genuine contextual understanding creates an interaction that feels surprisingly human. Is it perfect? Not quite. The system occasionally takes longer to respond with complex queries, and the free tier limitations are somewhat restrictive. But these minor issues are far outweighed by the breakthrough capabilities. What excites me most is the potential this represents. We're moving from AI that simply responds to prompts to AI that builds genuine understanding over time. This isn't just incremental progress, it's a fundamental shift in human-AI interaction. If you want to try Manus AI for yourself, use the link in the description. Let me know in the comments what you'd use your AI partner for, and if you've already tried Manus, share your experience. Don't forget to subscribe for more cutting-edge AI content, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on the latest breakthroughs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.